New York just pulled the plug on student smartphones. Yep, an all-out ban from the first bell to the last. No scrolling, no snapping, no sneaky texting under the desk. And yeah, it's causing a stir. Supporters are calling it a mental health revolution. Critics? They see it as digital overkill, or worse, lazy parenting dressed up as public policy. But here's the thing. This isn't just about phones, it's about brains. And the science behind this move is hard to ignore. Let's talk stats. A 2023 study linked excessive screen time in teens to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and attention problems. And the American Psychological Association, they found that teen anxiety has skyrocketed alongside the rise of smartphones and social media. Now think about that for a second. We've basically handed kids a dopamine slot machine and told them to focus on math. Of course it's not working. Teachers have been waving the red flag for years. Distractions in class, less eye contact, more zoning out. But here's the wild part. In pilot programs in California and Florida, where phone use was restricted, engagement went up. Like, way up. Students were actually looking at each other, talking, learning, doing school. Still, not everyone's convinced. People ask, what about emergencies? What if my child has asthma or diabetes? What if something serious happens and they can't reach me? Fair questions. But New York's policy, and others like it, makes room for this. Kids with medical needs, covered through IEPs or 504 plans, emergency protocols, already in place with dedicated communication systems in schools. In fact, experts warn that in a crisis, student cell phones can clog emergency lines, spread misinformation, and delay actual help. So while it feels safer to keep phones close, it might actually backfire. Then there's the argument that banning phones misses the point, that schools should teach responsible phone use, not avoid it entirely, that this is just control masquerading as care. And hey, I get it, but let's be real, how many adults do you know who model perfect digital health? We lose hours to screens, scroll through meals, and panic when the Wi-Fi drops. Yet we expect 13-year-olds to self-regulate? Truth is, smartphones aren't just tools. They're tiny behavior machines. They're designed to hijack attention, feed impulsivity, and reward endless checking. And kids? Their brains are still under construction. The prefrontal cortex, the part that helps with focus and impulse control, isn't fully developed until your mid-20s. Meanwhile, the dopamine system? Constantly triggered by likes, shares, and streaks. And let's not forget sleep. Studies show late-night scrolling wrecks sleep cycles, which tanks mood, memory, and mental health. So this isn't about punishing kids, it's about protecting them during a critical window of development. Think of it like seatbelt laws or age limits for alcohol and driving. We don't let kids manage those risks alone. Why should digital health be any different? Now, this move from New York isn't happening in a vacuum. The UK backed school phone use restriction last year. France is rolling out stricter rules this fall, backed by a government report recommending no smartphones before 13 and no social media before 18. And New York's not going cheap on this. $13.5 million is going toward helping schools make it work. Other U.S. states, Arkansas, Virginia, South Carolina, are also jumping in. This might just be the start of a nationwide shift. So, is it the right move? Honestly, time will tell. But if the goal is to give kids a break from constant pings, help them focus, and boost their mental resilience, it's a bold step in the right direction. Because phones aren't going anywhere. But maybe, for 6 hours a day, in a space meant for growth and connection, they don't need to. So what do you think? Is banning phones in school a smart reset or a step too far? Drop your thoughts below. Let's keep the conversation going. And hey, if this made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because the mind matters, maybe more than the latest notification.